Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you may be in the world. I'm Sara Jane, and this is Thoughtful Nuggets and Pearls on Gift of Healing TV. The program this evening, the topic for this program is listen to your inner voice. And I can't stress the importance of listening to your inner voice, the guidance of your heart, that gut instinct, that feeling. And in the little write-up, I said I would be sharing from my own experience, and I am going to do just that. Many years ago, I worked for a couple of toy companies, and I worked in their consumer services department. I sort of headed those up. And so that was dealing with the general public, although we were actually the toy manufacturer, for want of a better word. And when I joined the first of those two companies, a member of staff there said, "Oh, you've got to be really careful about this person. They're very unhelpful, etc., etc., etc." And so I listened to what was said, but I chose to make my own mind up. Just something, I don't know, I just don't know why, it was just a feeling. And this particular guy didn't work in the same, even the same county, but he was brilliant. He was head of the distribution section. And he was excellent, he really was. He and I got on like a house on fire, and he was always so helpful. All I had to do was ask. So it was the energies between him and the person who I'd taken over from that was the problem, because there were never any problems in the working relationship that he and I had. There really weren't. And when that company actually unfortunately folded, I went and worked for another company. And when I first joined that, I was again warned about somebody, because I was very much an outsider, and there'd been somebody from inside the company who'd wanted the job I got. And it was that particular person's boss who I was going to have quite a lot of dealings with. And again, I listened, but I didn't act on what I was being warned about. I knew my job. In fact, it was the developments. I can't remember what his title was, but anyway, he and I we had to interact. And there were things that I had already done that were new sort of to him, although he was technically higher than me. And it was just like, okay, I can't remember the role titles, but it didn't matter. And we had conversations, and he realized I did know what I was talking about. And he turned around and he said to me that I was absolutely the right person to have been given the job. If I'd gone in with either of those two people, and I do tend to get on very well with gentlemen, as friends, as work colleagues, I can work well with men and women. It was just two women who'd warned me. It was two men I was being warned about. But I got on really well with them. And I did know what I was doing. If I hadn't, I could have understood. But I went in with a totally open attitude, rather than going in thinking, okay, there's going to be real problems here. I was aware that that might be the situation. And this was long before I sort of stepped into the world I'm in now. I know it's the same world, but I just live in a different aspect of it now. And it is about, so from that perspective, let's take it very much back to an ordinary level of life. Have you ever found yourself in a position where either you aren't getting on with somebody and therefore you're warning everybody else, or that you're suddenly hearing things from other people and you're potentially worried about the situation. All I can say is listen to yourself. Don't listen to the nagging mind. Just listen to the comfortable confidence in yourself. Just because other people potentially don't get on doesn't mean that you yourself and one of those isn't going to get on. Maybe, I don't know, I'm not saying I get on with everybody, but maybe, just maybe, if you are one of these people that you won't be walked all over, but you are genuinely a friendly type of person that does your best to get on with everybody. But as I said, don't be walked over, don't be used as a doormat. So hear what is being said, but listen to your inner voice. And hopefully what your inner voice is saying is, now find out for yourself. Quote from Steve Jobs, "Don't let the noise of other people's opinions drown out your own inner voice." And it isn't just other people's opinions of you, it is other people's opinions of other people. It isn't just about you. My life was made so much easier by finding out for myself. Yes, it is good to hear what others say and have it there in the back of your mind. But it is listen to yourself. And there is a beautiful quote around there. Our heart will not lead us astray, but remember to take your mind with you. And again, that is very important because your mind has heard the warning and your heart has said, we'll make our own minds up. But by having that in there, then you can go, you can then adjust things as you feel is necessary. So open up to and be aware of what others say without necessarily taking it as gospel and thinking, right, okay, this person's going to be difficult, therefore let's go in like a bit of a bull in a china shop. And bearing in mind I'm a Taurian, but actually I try not to do too much of that. Especially these days, it doesn't pay to go in like a bull in a china shop. Be yourself. Be true to you. Listen. Your inner voice is your heart. Your heart is your connection to your soul. And your soul is connected to all that is, including other people. And we all know each other, just not here. And so that is, I do share as much as I can from my own experiences, from my own understanding. Listen to the inner voice, your gut instinct, that feeling that you get. You aren't always hearing words that are beneficial, but you're also not always hearing words in the way that they are intended by the speaker, because it depends on what frame of mind you're in, what mood you're in, what's happened that morning, as to how the mind interprets what is being said. So if you have to judge, then make it from your own experience, not from what you hear others say. I'm not sure that's where I expected that to go, but that's where it went. And I hope that if you are doing an everyday job, or going into a new job, or going into a new role, or something new's coming up, and you hear something, and you've heard this, it will give you some food for thought. Because that is why I share. There are well over 100 of these Thoughtful Nuggets and Pearls videos on the Thoughtful Nuggets and Pearls page. Please go and listen to them. I try to keep them relatively short, although when I have a guest, they are longer. But when it's just me, then, well, a bit over 10 minutes, but please enjoy them. And the interviews we've done on the health and practices, etc., meditations, exercises, panel discussions, it's all there for you. On Friday, so in a couple of days, we've got the third of our series, Today's Conversations, which was myself and Enolia. I hope you will join us for that. And then next Wednesday, inaction is a decision. I hope you will join me for that. Take care, be safe, stay well. Namaste.